I'm Laurie Blake. This is the WrestleTalk news on Fridays. We wear pink. Now, our top story today concerns a scheduling snafu that led to a turn in the tide for the Tuesday/Wednesday night war. Because yes, the war is still on. Just because they're not fighting on the same day anymore doesn't mean the war's not on still. There's always been war on Tuesday, Wednesday nights. Because this week's AEW Dynamite fell foul of a booking incident which led many providers and listings to say that both this week's and next week's show would be live at 4 p.m. Eastern Time instead of the usual 8 p.m. ET. And it seems like this gaffe has had quite the serious knock-on effect, as it meant that Edge Adam Copeland's first TV episode since joining AEW drew only 800,000 viewers, according to Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics. This is a drop of over 50,000 viewers since last week. 50,000 people missed out on them tight jeans. Don't worry, Tempest are going to make up the numbers for you by rewatching the clip of him on YouTube. Oh, Canada. The major dip in figures also gave NXT an opening to come out on top of the weekly watch battle, drawing a higher than usual 857,000 viewers because WWE has been putting in the effort with NXT finally, sending main roster stars to go there and work, talking it up, all alongside continuing to put on great matches, and it's paying off. Now, it's important to note that Dynamite did come out victorious in the key 18-49 demo, scoring a 0.28, which all of my years of doing this tells me is good, even if I still don't understand what it means. 0.28 of what? While Adam Copeland's debut Dynamite may not have had the desired viewership pop, he's definitely had an effect on ticket sales, with WrestleTalk noting that 1,010 tickets were distributed for the Stockton Arena show after Edge was added. Meanwhile, WWE is doubling down on giving NXT that main roster rub, as it's been reported that an upcoming episode of Raw is set to see the heaviest ever promotion for the brand. That's because main roster stars like Cody Rhodes and Asuka are all slated to appear on the October 10th edition, as is John Cena in the corner of Carmelo Hayes, as he takes on Bron Breakker, who's going to be backed by Paul Heyman. Now, with the TV rights deal coming up and the show being scheduled against Dynamite's title Tuesday, WWE seem to be stacking NXT and hoping for a historically high viewership number. Now, Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio noted that he doesn't think WWE is done with cramming the show full of main roster stars either, and that Raw's promotion will be probably the heaviest ever, and I would expect more big roster names on that show next week that, you know, will get announced on Monday. And the weird thing is, AEW almost narrowly avoided going up against this bumper version of NXT with their scheduling issues, as the show was slated at not only the wrong time, but the wrong day next week. The debacle prompted a clarification tweet from Tony Khan saying the TBS schedule is wrong for Dynamite tonight, and also wrong for next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, #Title Tuesday, Dynamite is also 8 p.m. ET, 7 p.m. Central on Tuesday, the 10th of October, my birthday. Now, Title Tuesday is set to feature Edge's first AEW match, taking on Luchasaurus, and Syres defending the AEW Women's World Championship against Hikaru Shida. Now, one name in the mix at AEW, though, who hasn't done more than appear in the crowd All In, is Mercedes Mone, who is thought to begin working with the company once she recovers from her ankle injury. And now the former Sasha Banks has tweeted that she might be interested in next month's Full Gear in Los Angeles, saying during an Instagram live, when is that? I don't know. I've got to ask my friend. A little AEW. It's coming here to LA, I guess. Sure, if I'm free, I gotta see. I've got to check the schedule. I know we're really busy. We're doing a lot of things, traveling a lot. Non-committal, but a tease nonetheless. Anyway, so with CM Punk out of the wrestling mix, that has left poor old Brian Children without much going on. So he's been trying his hand at commentary. Should go well.
And he's being thrown away. Oh dear, but he's coming back. Oh, and he's back again. Oh, and he's whacked them both down with his lovely forearms. A shake of the ropes there, presumably a secret extra competitor in this match. And a Bosch in the corner. And another Bosch in the corner. And a third Bosch. No, he goes over the top. Oh dear. Oh, a big kick there. And he's going up top here. What's going to happen? Oh, he's going to... Oh, hell, he's taken the heads off. Oh, and the pin is broken up by a teenager on holiday in Zante. But it is going to be a lovely, lovely cuddling maneuver, maybe. No. Oh, it is a neck cuddle. A cuddle of sorts, maybe. Oh, and look at him celebrate there. Oh, a sideways cuddle. No, not that. Oh, maybe another sideways cuddle. Oh, a twirly-whirly into a cuddle straight to the tum.
Well, he's not exactly Byron Saxton, is he? Right, next. While we're firmly in the autumnal lull of B-level WWE premium live events, the company's product has been given a boost of star power these last few months in the form of John Cena. Yes, John Cena, who is set for perhaps his first premium live event win in 5 years at Fastlane, when he of course teams with LA Knight to take on Roman Reigns' bloodline minions, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. Now, although Cena has had to carry the blue brand in Roman's absence, it's about time for the Tribal Chief's vacay to be over, as he and Cena are both advertised for WWE's next premium live event offering, Crown Jewel, on November the 4th. Speaking on WWE's The Bump, Cena admitted that he had unfinished business with Mr. Reigns, with the pair last meeting at SummerSlam 2021, when Reigns' title run was only 11 months old. Oh, they grow up so fast. And while many will have already pieced this together based on the Cena bloodline angle, Dave Meltzer has speculated on Wrestling Observer Radio that WWE may in fact be planning a major rematch between Reigns and Cena in Saudi Arabia. Meltzer said, "It feels like Saudi Arabia is Roman Reigns against John Cena." Thank you, Dave. Whether this indeed plays out remains to be seen. However, don't be too sad for poor old LA Knight just yet, because Meltzer also thinks that Knight could be next in line for a shot at the Chief at the following month's Survivor Series, which he will also, of course, probably lose. So, do you know what? Maybe do be a bit sad. While that may be WWE's future creative direction, how about some what could have been news now? Because as you will already be aware, the original bro, Matt Riddle, is no longer with WWE, being released from his contract 2 weeks ago. However, before his release, he had been put in yet another of those wacky oddball pairings that WWE love to place him in, as he and Drew McIntyre began a short alliance. While this seemed like little more than just fuel to feed an eventual Drew McIntyre heel turn and feud, it turns out that WWE had much more significant plans for Riddle and Drew than first appeared. Because according to WrestleVotes on Twitter, the unofficially named Glaz Bros were due to get a very different name. One that just screams limited edition McDonald's sandwich much more than it does wrestling tag team. The McRiddle. Yes, the McRiddle. WrestleVotes added that WWE even went as far to design merchandise items with this team name. So, yeah, maybe Drew really got away from that one there. Despite McRiddle being lost to the seas of time, thankfully, one team was recently resurrected in glorious fashion amid high fan demand, that of course being DIY. Yep, Ciampa's long search for his best pal Johnny Wrestling came to an end on Raw this week as the do-it-yourselves boys laid some vintage beats onto Imperium's Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. Now, despite the DIY reunion seeming like a no-brainer for so long now, many have begun to lose their hope. Yet, in an alternative timeline, we could have actually seen this reunion happen as far back as June, and that comes according to Fightful Select. Now let's all cast our minds back to the June 19th edition of Raw, which emanated from Cleveland, Ohio, a show that was a victim of many late creative changes, most notably a planned Seth Rollins World Heavyweight Championship Open Challenge being accepted by a returning Tommaso Ciampa. It did not happen, as Ciampa instead returned and faced The Miz. According to Fightful, the original plan was to see Ciampa answer the challenge and be quickly beaten down by the Judgment Day, leading to a massive return for Gargano to make the save in Cleveland, Ohio, where he's from. Now, as was reported at the time, Gargano was in fact backstage in Cleveland on June 19th, with plans heavily changed in the days prior before being nixed altogether, leading to an extra 3-month wait for Mr. Wrestling. This reportedly led to loads of frustration, but thankfully, Johnny got to spend a lot of his time being squashed by Omos on the WWE house circuit, so it's swings and roundabouts. Speaking of changed plans, AEW has likely had to do their fair share of script rewrites of late, and not because of the whims of some old moustached oil tycoon who looks like Carter beats the devil. No, it's unfortunately been because of that darn injury bug. Because on a night that also saw Jon Moxley get sidelined with a concussion, Adam Cole also blew out his ankle, jumping from the entrance ramp at September 20th Dynamite Grand Slam. On the following week's Dynamite, Cole revealed that he had broken his ankle in 3 places and was set to have surgery. However, many still speculated over the extent of Cole's injury. One Fightful Select did reaffirm that Cole was expected to be out for some time. If you're still not convinced, maybe take it from the man himself. Because speaking on his Twitch channel, Cole discussed his current status, confirming that yes, his ankle is indeed broken. He said, "My ankle is broken. When it's all said and done, when I'm eventually able to get everything all fixed, I'm going to need to get 2 surgeries, and it will be a total of 8 screws and a plate." in my ankle. Cole described the injury as the most painful I've ever had, revealing that doctors have no idea how it happened. Cole said that despite the physical pain, it's more painful mentally, which sucks to hear. Hopefully Roddy Strong can, maybe stop getting him to move furniture. That probably didn't help things. As well as Cole's home decorating, one other unfortunate occurrence from Wednesday's Dynamite was the absence of Don Callis family member Sammy Guevara. Now, Guevara was originally advertised to be teaming alongside Takeshita to take on Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega in tag action. However, Callis later announced that the Spanish God was not medically cleared to compete. This led to Aussie Open's Carl Fletcher unsuccessfully filling in, much to the chagrin of Callis. But what of Sammy? Well, according to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, it unfortunately looks like yet another concussion, which Guevara seems to have suffered at some point during his trios match at WrestleDream on Sunday. Sammy got a concussion on the pay-per-views, is what happened, so he's out until, could be next week, could be, who knows. But yeah, he's out. Again, that's a major bummer. But hopefully Guevara will be back on TV healthy enough soon, and we at WrestleTalk would like to extend our well wishes to Cole and Guevara in their respective recoveries. And finally, I thought it would be a nice idea to finish up today's news with a couple of laughs, as it's time to look at what Hulk Hogan is claiming to have happened this week. What lies will the man tell now? Because speaking in a new interview with Chris Van Vliet, Hogan dropped numerous bombshells. These including revealing scrap plans for his WWE retirement match against John Cena at WrestleMania, comparing the script for his upcoming Netflix biopic starring Chris Hemsworth to The Godfather, and saving the best to last, that WWE had plans for his son, Nick Hogan, to wrestle at WrestleMania 39. Yeah, you heard that right. Nick Hogan, known best for appearing on Hogan Knows Best back in the mid-2000s and being, just Hulk Hogan's son. Sounds totally feasible. Now, according to Hogan, Shane McMahon contacted Hogan regarding a match at Mania. However, due to Hogan's health, he couldn't do it, meaning Nick could be the surrogate for his father. Surrogate was in quotation marks. Hogan mentioned that Nick had been training at Rikishi's school and had it figured out. However, plans were nixed, and then Nick blew both his shoulders out. Now, in response to this story, Fightful Select reached out to a WWE higher-up who effectively told them that, and brace yourselves, Kendo, brace yourselves. That was a load of bollocks. The WWE source told Fightful, in no way is that true. I can't think of a time in the last 13 or 14 years that Nick Hogan's name has been brought up at all, much less in a creative capacity. There has never been a serious conversation about him being involved in anything that I can think of. Even when Hulk would mention him being involved in things, there just wasn't an interest or a benefit to that. To be fair to Hulk, the higher-up then did confirm that Shane does often have wacky ideas, yet cast a doubt on whether even Shane would pitch something that out there. That is damning with faint praise. Even Shane. Do you like wrestling? Well, you're 10 minutes into a bloody video about it, so you better do. Do you like board games on top of all that? Because we've combined the two over on PFK for no holds barred. We've taken great board games and we've added wrestling to the mix, and they've fused them into one video, and it's over there and you can watch it right now. Go on, we're playing fun facts. Find out things about us.